Welcome back to the Armory Life, everybody. I'm Mike, and today we're going to be talking about a new level 3 duty holster right here from Comp-Tac that is going to fit your XDM Elite OSP in that 4.5-inch threaded version right there, which I know a lot of people have absolutely been waiting for. Now, when it comes to retention holsters, the first thing that comes to mind is levels. What level of retention are we getting? Are we getting passive retention where it's just, pressure? Are we getting active retention, and how many levels of active retention are we getting? Because one thing is absolutely for certain, whether you are military, law enforcement, or just somebody who loves to go out on the range and push things to the limit, you have got to have a retention holster, a duty style holster that's going to ensure that your pistol stays locked in that holster until you mean to pull it out. Now, if you don't know who Comp-Tac is, they are a very well-respected company, not only in the competition world, which is where they started when it comes to holsters, but now the duty retention holster world as well. And more people are beginning to carry their level 3 holsters because it's giving you the security and the speed that you're looking for. So what exactly goes into a modern duty style retention holster? Because holsters in today's era are meant to take an absolute beating, whether it's getting in and out of a car every single day, going over walls, hitting the ground, impacts out on the range, training where you're moving around on the ground and impacting different items, training through homes or houses or areas where that holster is going to be getting snagged, ripped on items, hit on things. These holsters take a beating, and they've got to be able to live through that and still have their mechanisms work. The holsters of today, like the Comp-Tac CT3, are a far cry from what you used to see out there in the world, from the nylon and leather stuff with a single snap or pressure fit only. Now, the Comp-Tac CT3 is a multi-material holster, and all the materials in the CT3 holster are going to ensure durability and a long service life. So the outer shell of the CT3 holster is going to be made of Kydex, which is vacuum formed to ensure a very firm yet easy fit to draw your pistol from. The moving parts of the holster that it locks into and the mechanisms on the inside are going to be made of a polymer material, which are going to ensure that pistol cannot fall out unless those locks have been purposely defeated. The spring-loaded locking mechanism is actuated by your thumb depressing on the button, which is kind of nicely tucked on the inside of the holster's edge, right by the end user's hip. The thumb mechanism activates the breech lock and the hood lock, allowing for an extremely efficient and a fast draw. The large hood that sits over the top of the holster is going to ensure that your pistol cannot come out, even if the breech locking mechanism has been disengaged. So whether you're running around, bouncing around, getting in and out of a car, as long as that hood is intact, you still have at least one level of security. On the inside of the holster, there is a secondary locking mechanism that locks onto the ejection port breech face side of your pistol slide, and that mechanism is going to ensure your pistol stays firm in place. You also have passive retention, which is adjustable via a small screw at the bottom inside edge of the holster. This is going to allow you to adjust how firm the holster slides in and out, and you can tune that to how you want it. And for added protection, if you are using an optic, there is a rubberized optic hood that, when in place, is going to ensure your optic is protected from debris, strikes, or anything that could come into contact with the glass. The build quality of the Comp-Tac CT3 for the XDM Elite OSP in that 4.5-inch threaded barrel is top notch. So the mold they have used to form the Kydex is absolutely perfect. It follows the lines of the pistol perfectly and gives you enough adjustability inside that holster that you can have it extremely firm or a little bit looser than some people might want it, depending on how you want your draw to feel. All of the fasteners and mechanisms used on the holster appear to be very high quality. And if you want a little bit more security, you can always throw a little bit of thread lock around the fasteners should you desire. And the Kydex material used in the Comp-Tac CT3 holster has a very good reputation, and it's well known for being not only impervious to chemicals, but very heat resistant and extremely durable when it comes to impacts, strikes, and just overall getting beaten up. And for me, probably the best attribute of the CT3 holster is that it is a straight vertical draw. There's no forward cant, no rearward cant. It's just right up and down, which is exactly what I prefer. I know some people hear level 3 in a retention holster and they think that it's going to slow you down. And that used to be the case because holsters back in the day had some really weird ways of locking and unlocking, from snaps and twists and all kinds of different motions to be able to retrieve your pistol from the holster. Now the CT3, due to its thumb mechanism, is not only fast, but it's extremely efficient. So when you go to deactivate the thumb button, you're going to be met with a large, generous knurled button, which is only going to help you ensure a positive master grip and initial purchase on that pistol grip. Once that master grip is established on the pistol, you keep pressure on that thumb button, you begin to lift upward, and at this point you will have defeated the breech or the ejection port locking mechanism as well, providing you now a straight up and down, very easy draw. Now I know that may sound like a lot, but the way that the mechanism inside the CT3 holster works, with a little bit of practice and a few times out in the range, you'll be getting those sub-second draw and first round on target in no time. The Comp-Tac CT3 will come with a mid-height belt slide style attachment. Now this is going to fit up to 2-inch wide duty belts, which are very common. However, should you use an 1.5 or an 1.75 wide belt, there's a small spacer in there that'll allow you to close off that additional opening so you have a very firm fit to your belt so there's no slop when you go to draw your pistol. Now there's always that age-old question of would you buy it, would you use it, or would you trust your life to it, especially since we are talking about a duty style holster, which is either going to be used in some form of competition or work field out there, which means your life or money could be dependent upon it. So this is the second Comp-Tac CT3 that I have had the opportunity to test for different style of firearms. And what I can tell you is for a level 3, it is probably one of the fastest that I have found out on the market. And it's the only level 3 that I have spent a good amount of time in because the speed and retention were that I felt comfortable with an added level of retention that I could still get my pistol out of the holster and on target as fast as I would need to. So to answer the question of would I carry this at work, I would say without a doubt. Make sure you check out some more of the content here on the Armory Life, and I will see you all on the next one.